Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Robert's vlog. And we actually had a pretty good training week. Deadlift day was a little rough, the other 3 days were good. Uh, Robert has decided to start his cut. We have bulked him for 2 years straight. You guys saw in part one of this how skinny he was when he started. He's starting to actually look like he lifts, but now he's like, Coach, the gut's getting a little out of control, I want to cut. So we're not going to do a really big cut. We're going to drop, because he uses kilos, we're going to drop 5 to 6 kilos. And we're going to do it relatively quickly, which should take off the body fat that he's worried about. Then we can go back to making progress. So benching this week, though, we got 8 reps at 85% of his new training max. Puts us in a very, very good position. And we're going to continue to work on building up his triceps, right? Building up his delts. But of course, since we run a press day every week, we're not overly worried with too much extra delt work. The main thing is just working on his pecs, and then of course getting those triceps strong, getting them as strong as possible, along with his lats. And one of the things that we're going to do this week, we're going to work more rowing in. Because we've come into a situation where he's starting to get some overuse in certain areas again. And it's just things that we need to watch for. So squatting, we got 7 reps. We got 7 reps at 85% of his training max, which is getting pretty substantial because we're running training max at 175 kg. So as his squat is definitely higher than that, because we're looking at like 148, 149 kilos is what he ended up getting 7 reps with. So again, this puts us in a great place right now. We've made very, very good gains in this young man. Pretty much keep in mind, he was at rank novice strength 2 years ago, right? Rank novice strength 2 years ago. Now he's able to squat over 4 plates. He's over to deadlift over 5 plates. Okay, the benching is still an issue, but we deal with a lot of connective tissue for him. We're dealing with a lot of connective tissue. And because a lot of his accessory footage isn't always in here, or his assistance footage, for those who want to see what he's doing, they can always reference the sheet that we have. They can always reference the sheet. But training is pretty straightforward on his bench days right now. We do pull-ups, bench pressing, and we do flat dumbbell press, assuming he has it available. A lot of times he's been doing the flat dumbbell on the press day. Right? He's been doing it on the overhead press day. But squat day, we do back squats pretty much. Right? We do up to 8 work sets of squats, then we do some lunges, and we do abs. And that's pretty much essentially all that we do for him. Right? That's really all that we do. That's all that's necessary, because outside of just doing squatting and either isolateral leg work or some machine leg work, all we have to do is train posterior chain, and we do a lot more of that on the deadlift day. So that's where we tend to put that stuff. But the squatting went quite well this week. Again, we're very happy with it. We're happy with it. In 7 reps at 85% training max, good place to be in. Right, so a very good place to be. Overhead press also went fairly well. We ended up with 6 reps, 85% of the training max. So we know his delts are holding up well, and if anything, his overhead press may be disproportionately strong to his overhead press, and I believe that it is, or to his bench press, I mean. And so again, I don't think we're dealing with much of a delt weakness at all. So for his close grip benching, which is what he has to do due to shoulder issues, he's one of my clients who needs to, we are in a good place. Right? We're in a good place. We're happy with it. There's nothing to complain about. So overhead press day, we do plate front raises. We do band press downs. Right? We do some pull-ups, which again, we may need to pull the pull-ups back out. We need to pull the pull-ups out for a while. And I'm okay with that. Again, we run into some overuse issues. And in his case, we've been doing almost nothing but pull-ups, We haven't been doing any rows for a little while, so it might be time to work those back in. And we're probably in that situation to where it's time to do so. So, what else is he doing on that day? All right, so if you look, we've got pull-ups, we've got neutral grip pull-ups. Neutral grip pull-ups. He's doing his dumbbell presses on that day, and I may want to pull those out and put something in that he can do on his bench day at home, because I don't know that we even need the dumbbell presses. I don't know that they're serving our needs particularly well, or what we want to do, or what we need to do. I would almost rather him do more tricep work at this point than some of this other stuff we're doing. I think that's what he needs. It's what he needs, quite frankly. Need to bring those guns up. Deadlift day, he ran into where he felt like he was cramping up in part of his middle back. He took a picture, highlighted the spot for me, and I personally feel like it's like his lower trap area, right? Lower and middle traps. They're getting really fatigued for him because he ramped up. Everything was good. He got to his plus set, which should have been very good, keeping in mind we're running 230 kilos as his training max. That's over 500 pounds now. Okay. Deadlift is his best lift. It's his lift. So I feel like our deadlift volume itself may be a little problematic at this point. All right, it may be too much for him. Although he was able to get through that okay. He was able to get through it just fine. So could be an issue of us needing to just adjust his overall back work. We might need to adjust his overall back work. Again, we've been doing pull-ups for so long that, again, we're starting to experience some overuse in certain parts of the arm, possibly parts of the mid-back. Right? And, of course, after his volume deadlifting, we did good mornings and abs. Right? And he was able to do good mornings in spite of that. So he's got his cambered bar at home. And of course he's got an SSB at home, so we're able to use these different tools. And he chose to use his cambered bar on this day. And I'm fine with him rotating those back and forth. Again, this is how we avoid overuse issues. Right? It's how we avoid overuse issues. All right. But again, notice he's able to do these just fine. And we're happy with that. And it's always good to build more posterior chain. And I'd like to work some more good mornings back in for Robert right now. Again, just to stress these areas a little bit differently, to keep everything moving forward the way that we want. So he did good mornings, and then of course he finishes up with some hanging leg raises, which, are a favorite of mine. They're one of my favorite lifts. We use them a lot. And as you guys see in other people's vlogs, I'm a big fan. My favorite ab exercise. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.